After today's workshop, I will have the recording and the material sent over to everyone. So maybe you can share with your team also. So no worries on that. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining today's workshop. As in the invitations sent to you, this is a very cozy workshop, very exclusive for just some of our clients. And the topic today is about bridging the gap between your top salesperson and the remaining of the team, right? Which is everyone else. This is a continued workshop based on our success in the last workshop that actually my mentor, Calvin, he shared about how to build a sustainable, scalable sales engine. I think this is very good workshop also. So if you want to have the link to it, let me know. I'll send the recording to you after as well. But I think today workshop is a bit more, I would say, practical. It is, I think, more friendly, it's easier to absorb because I'm going to talk a lot about some of the practical use cases and also just basically telling you a story, a personal story from myself, how I bridge that gap, and also how our clients are bridging that gap, right? Some of the insights that we have from the clients that we work with. So the reason why we are doing this workshop, it is because if you are a typical company that have a typical sales team, then a majority of the time your revenue, if you are a sales manager, your target, right? If you are a business owner, your sales revenue is based on majorly based on the performance of your sales team. So if somebody is good, it takes up in the research, takes up about 65% of your sales revenue. So it means that if you have a sales team, the top 20% of your sales team is going to be typically accountable for about 65% of your revenue. And that also means that it poses a risk to your stability. What if that salesperson take on a leave, right? Maternity leave or vacations, or if they leave the company, then it poses a very big risk to the stability of your company because you are mostly very dependent on your top salesperson. So that is why a lot of the things that we do for our clients is basically to make sure that we can build a system of sales that could bridge that gap systematically so that at the end of the day, you will two things. First of all, duplicate and replicate the success so that the entire sales team improve together. But also as the business owner or as the sales manager, you will not be dependent on any individual. So that is why we are hosting today's workshop, sharing some of our insights on it, and maybe sharing with you the pillars, the formula that we help our clients exactly on this topic. So to get started, let me tell you a story because the entire section today is about telling the story of a salesperson, a new rookie salesperson. Let's call that person Esther, a fictional character who started in a very hard industry, which is the SaaS industry, right? Where she needs to sell work management software for own and sales CRM software for one of the business owners and sales managers who have even a lot more experience than her. This is a story of how Esther can replicate the success of her mentor. Let's call him Calvin. To actually reaching closer and closer to the level of her senior salesperson. So when I first started in the company, when Esther started as a in the company, I think one of the first thing that one of the new salesperson is going to see is the gap of the revenue. After 2 months closed nothing. I closed $0, and the person next to me, quite similar salary, they are closing 10-20,000 US dollars per month, reaching so much larger than what I do. So the first thing I'm going to see is the gap, right? Why is this person is so much better than me? I'm working also very hard. I'm not lazy. I do a lot of calls. I do a lot of visits to my clients. Why is it that I'm not reaching that kind of standard? So that would be the initial thought, right? Or maybe I'm not even as good as I thought I am. But the turning point for me is when I started to get mentored by Calvin, by the salesperson, right? Then I started to see not the gap anymore, but the dots, the invisible dots, or maybe I could call it the ladder, that the step-by-step ladder where I can actually reach that kind of sales revenue. Because actually, what I do not see is the invisible activities or the insights or the stories that Calvin, my very senior mentor, is doing with his clients. And actually, it turns out all alone, my company is always know that sales is replicatable. They always know that what is the success formula. So that is actually what I'm going to show you today. The formula that my company is using for ourselves, we are replicating for our clients, and how myself actually use that kind of information to leverage in my own work. Okay, so that is the introduction. So let me show you a very quick slide so that we can get into the session itself. Okay, so one of the first thing about replicating the success of one salesperson to another is understanding that talent is not magic. Talent is a system. That kind of system can be the kind of insights that a salesperson have, but another doesn't. It can be the activities that they do. It can be the instincts that they have. Right? So basically, talent is not magic. It's actually replicatable, and talent lies into the sales system or the sales process that a person does. So understanding that when we want to replicate a revenue success, of course, I would say that if it can be done. All of the business owner will just duplicate and clone the very person that is doing a lot of is closing a lot of sales, right? But until we can wait for the cloning human cloning technology to be invented, then for now, the only way that we can replicate the success of one salesperson to another is cloning the sales process that they are doing, making it a systematic way of capturing, coaching, and making sure that everybody have the right access to that kind of knowledge so that you can replicate the success of one person to another. So the formula of how you replicate this success is only three pillar, and that three pillar is what I'm going to talk about today. Hey, so the first pillar is capture. Now I'm going to go through very quickly the three pillars, and I go into in-depth into each one. In order to replicate the success of the salesperson, of your top salesperson to the remaining of the team, there's only three things, three pillars that you need to do. First is capturing, because you cannot improve what you cannot see. You cannot replicate what is invisible, right? So the first thing that you will need to do is capture. The second thing you need to do is, from all of the information that you capture, you need to coach how to leverage all of this information. So every step of the way, your salesperson, new or even the underperformed salesperson, can be coached. Not maybe one day a week or maybe just periodically a monthly training session, but every step of the way. And last but not least is about amplify, because replicate the success is not just about personally one person duplicate the success of one another, but also maybe a team. They are very successful. They close a lot of deals in this industry, and they have a lot of know-hows and and in insight, right? So how a team, a successful team can be cloned and can be replicated into another very quickly, very systematically, so that a win, for example, like our company, we have different team in different countries, right? Maybe in the Singapore team win, how a Vietnam team or a Malaysian team or a Philippines team can actually have that kind of insights immediately and then can clone. So that is the three pillars that I'm going to talk about today. Capture, coach, and amplify. Okay, so let me go in depth into each of the pillar. And then after this, I'm going to show you how we do that within Rework CRM, right? Just a technology tool that can support you with the replication. So with the first capture pillar, in the first pillar of capturing, now the entire keyword here is basically make the invisible visible. Okay, so right now, if you can see, there's a layer, the very top layer, where you can see the revenue, right? Maybe the close date of the deal. This is very superficial. This is the tip of the iceberg. This is what go through the company vibes, right? The gossiping. Another maybe I hear from my team that, oh, Calvin just closed a very big deal, 100,000 US dollars, and he closed it within 3 months, for example. So these are very superficial information that actually how your team are knowing, are getting their knowledge about the different wins inside your company. So, but like I said, right, that's actually what I see from the first moment that I walk into the company. I just hear the gossips. I just hear news here and there that some person is a way much better than another. But what I do not see is the underneath layer of the activities that they do. Like, I don't know what kind of playbooks that they do. I don't know how they actually handle the objections, right? What if the clients asked about the pricing, the timeline, the competitors, the features gap that we do not have, right? So how this salesperson handle this objection, right? Or how this person make the decisions, right? How many documents they send over, how many emails they send, how many meetings they set for these clients, how many stakeholders they actually contacted and trying to reach out. So there's a lot of invisible activities that a salesperson is doing to actually close the sales. It's not magic, right? That makes a salesperson better than another. It's consistency. It's insight that actually make a salesperson better, consistently better than another. So the first thing that we want to do as a business that want to scale the success is, first of all, capturing this information, capturing the activities, capturing the insights so that you can package it into a place where you can use for other people. So that's the first pillar. Now, after you capture all this information, will you just maybe do a monthly training session for your team? That actually can be one of the way. However, it's still stuffing knowledge in them, right? They learn in this 2 hour section, but if the next day or maybe a month from now, they maybe have some situation that they need those kind of knowledge, will they be able to pull that out and help them in that specific moment where they make the decision for this deal? I don't think so. So that is why in the second pillar, which is coaching, it's very different from just hosting one or two training sections or periodical review for your sales team. Uh, it's very different. It's very different method than that. Actually, in the research has shown that when a salesperson is coached every step of the way, they increase immediately 23% of their efficiencies and their chance of closing the deal. And coaching, meaning every single time that they need to do the proposal, for example, they can pause and ask question, right? If they are doing something wrong, if they are talking with the clients in the meeting and presenting something that is out of the ordinary, they will be alerted that maybe this is something that the successful sales team is not doing. So maybe you watch out. Or just personally, right? For example, when I first started, one of the first things that I improve is, I don't think that you can guess this, the ratio of talk versus listening in my meetings. So when I first started, I actually host meetings with my clients where I talk about 70% of the time. And like I said, right, my company already have a success formula that they make in the pillar one capture. So they know that a successful salesperson actually talk less, just about 30% in the meetings. And a lot of the time they will spend to ask provoking, intriguing questions to get more insights and discovery more. So they listen more in the meetings. So that's one of the first things that I need to change when I want to be a better salesperson in my industry. And you can imagine every step of the way like that. If you have a coaching person or tool to help you, how much of a difference can it get? And how much faster can it be for a salesperson to actually reach a certain level? And actually that is the 23%, right? As in research. So with the coaching like this, the key word here is consistency and at the moment. In the traditional way, and I think it still works within today, which is you have a buddy system. For example, you have a very good salesperson, and then you coach another person, right? Just following them, copying them, whatever they do, the other person will do. But the problem with it is it's very hard to scale. For example, you have only one or two top salesperson, but if you want to scale your team to 10, 20 people, then you cannot actually do the buddy system like that. So coaching, the hard thing about coaching is about how to make the coaching at the moment and consistent, so that every step of the way, your salesperson get the insights they need and get the coaching they need. And also it's about having the access to the resources and the insights immediately. All of the winning cases, all of the insights of this industry that I'm working with, where do I get that? All of that information. And last but not least is the pillar 3. So once you have a top salesperson, you capture the success formula of your top salesperson, and then you have the coaching system, right? So maybe your sales team are getting up there, right? They're approaching more and more to at least the medium level of the company, right? They're reaching the target. So if right, what if for example, I'm sitting here, right, in my office in Vietnam. Since if you are not know yet, I'm in my Vietnam office. But for example, I have a team in Malaysia closing the biggest deal ever in Malaysia with the industry that I think I can replicate in Vietnam. How long does it take for me to actually get my hands on those information? How long does it take for even my manager to get his information, to understand what is actually happening and what is the success formula there to actually replicate for my team? So amplifying means once you already have everybody reaching that level, you go one step further, which is replicating the success from one team to another, from one industry to another. For example, for my team, whenever we win any kind of industry, and our criteria is if we have at least 3 successful clients within that industry, within that country, then we consider that a winning use case. So whenever there's a winning use case like this, the materials, the insights, the information is going to be distributed to everyone else in the team, so that our team can learn about it. They can approach the partners of the companies that we win. They can learn from the mistakes that the other team are doing. So there are a lot of things that you can actually exponentially amplify for your team if you have the right resources. And in your win vault, actually, there's just three things that you need to do. First of all is extract, right? You need to extract as much information as possible, the fastest way possible, with the winning use case. Then you distribute, right? You have playbooks, you have ready to use templates, you have documents so that everybody else can very easily get access to, and you can clone. And it's easy to clone, right? So means that if I'm here sitting in Vietnam within 24 hours, I can just clone this kind of winning playbook, and then in tomorrow section that I have with my new client, I can actually use the information already. It's all about timing, and it's all about opportunities, about amplifying the success. And only when you have I think completed these all three pillars, then you can say that your team is ready to scale. Meaning that if you duplicate or you increase the number of salesperson, you can say for sure that it is going to increase your revenue. That I would not take for granted. A lot of our clients are struggling with that very question. If I increase the number of salesperson, will I increase the number of revenue? And when you have all of these three pillars, it will increase your chance of actually having the revenue increase respectively to the number of salesperson. Okay, so that being said, now there's a lot of theories from beginning to now. So what I'm going to do is sharing with you like I said, a story how we actually use the system to actually do the three pillars that I'm just showing you, right? First is capture, second is coach, and third is amplify. Okay, so let me share with you. Okay, let me share with you. Give me a second to share my screen. Okay. All right, so let me zoom in a bit. All right, so I'm going to start with some happy moments, right? Let's say that of all of the activities that I have done, oh, not me. Let's say Calvin, my top salesperson. Let's say of all of the activities that Calvin has done, now he actually win this deal, right? So let me click one here. Uh, okay, so start with the happy moment when this deal is won. Now, if you want a playbook for all of the lost deals, how to recycle all of the connections and nurturing, that's maybe another workshop that we're going to do. Right? But let's focus on the winning at the moment. Right? So let's say I start with the moment when this deal is won. So the first pillar is about capturing. Right? So now if I go into this deal, I could see some, I would say some superficial information, right? So the tip of the iceberg information that maybe I do not need a system, but I can already can hear it through the company vibe or through maybe the gossip, right? For example, I can see what is the client. I can see, oh, how much is the value of this deal. I could see how long actually does it take for this deal to be closed. Maybe I can even see who are the people who are collaborating together to actually get these deals closed. So maybe there's some information here about the clients, about the industry, about the value that maybe you can see here through the vines. However, actually the information that you are just seeing now is what I say the tip of the iceberg, right? This is what the captain in the Titanic is seeing on the sea, right? You do not see all of the underneath large iceberg underneath the water. So So here is the tip of the iceberg, right? But actually, this is only showing you the gap, right? Myself as a person stepping into a new company with a new position, with all of the people that is handling all of the sales job and have more experience than me. All I can see is this gap. I can see how much money I'm not closing compared to what they close. And maybe I can have some information about who is it that is actually closing very successfully. But this is the gap. What I do not see is the dots, is the ladder that they use to actually reach this kind of level. And that will be the underneath information right here. So, for example, now I start to see all of the notes that all of these people that are collaborating together on these deals are talking or are noting about these clients, right? Like they go to the clients, they take a note, they figure out that the clients love pickleball, they do a note, right? They do the deal review, they start to reviewing with each other. I can see the notes. I can see all of the emails that they have sent to this client, right? So this is getting deeper and deeper. Oh, I can see, for example, this email, the client's opened 4 times. So maybe there's some content here that my salesperson is doing that I may be able to learn. Oh, sorry. I can see how many phone calls that they actually need to make along the deals to make this happen. Actually, that's also one of the insight that I very treasure from the moment that I first started, because when I look into the past deals that the top salesperson Calvin is closing, I know for a fact that it takes him at least 10 calls to the clients and at least 3 meetings to actually close a successful quotation or inquiry, or you can say deal. Um, so I know that if I'm only calling 2 times, then I better call them at least 8 more times, so at least reach the medium level. Or if I'm only meeting the clients 1 time and they're not very interested yet, I actually know for a fact that it takes on average another person 3 meetings. So I better get up and trying to set as many meetings as possible with that client to understand more, to discover more, to actually reach even the medium level. I know exactly that after 2 calls, I shouldn't give up. So all of this information is very valuable for me on a very deep level. Or even right with the meetings that this team are having with these clients, I can actually even see in every single meeting what is the transcript of the meeting, the content of the meetings. This is depend on your meetings is online. You can have the transcript, but even one of my clients, they go as far as whenever there's a pitch or presentation going on, they will record that section of all of the top salesperson. And in our system, you can plug in different tool and even hardware into our system so that the meeting notes will appear immediately after the meeting section is over, right? So you have all of that information about the opportunity. They can see all of the files exchange between the clients and the sales team. They can see all of the to-do lists that the sales team are actually doing for these clients. They can actually even see all of the chats that the sales team are doing, because we integrate with WhatsApp, we integrate with messengers, we integrate with all of the application messaging platform. So like for example, I can see here, so in WhatsApp, what actually Zohan is talking with my sales team, what of the contact, right? What they actually talk about. So basically, you can see all of the information activities that have been done in the history of this opportunity in one place. Now there's 2 disclaimer on this part. The first disclaimer is that everybody is probably thinking right now is sales is information game, right? It means that you might not want to share this information to other people. And we understand that. So it means in our system, right now I'm showing you the maximum visibility, but each of the information here, you can actually change the permission so that specific people can only see specific information. We do a lot of this for real estate clients where even the sales manager is competing with the staff on the clients. So maybe they will not be able to see all of the client email and contact or even the files or documents, but they might be able to see the activities, the to-dos, and all of the things or meetings or calls, how many meetings or calls have been done with this client, so that they still see the efforts, the ladders or the dots, if you will, to actually reach the success. Another disclaimer is that I actually think that there's a lot of ways that you can actually get this information. For example, traditionally, a lot of company will do the report, right? Your sales team will report back to you what they do daily or what they do weekly to let you know how productive they are or what is the effort that has been done for this client to close this deal. But there are two problems with it. The first problem is that now, first of all, how do you know it's actually true, right? There's a lot of guessing game there. Reporting about 10, 15 calls, but even if the number is right, how about only 10 of them, they actually call a one client, or they actually call just and the call is not connected, right? So there's a lot of information there that is is underneath the ice, is the invisible iceberg, right? So that's the first problem, right? About actually checking the legitimacy of the information reported to you. Well, the second problem is that if you want to replicate the success, and this is what this entire session is about, right? If you want to replicate the success, then there's an extra step that you need to do is collecting information, because the information is living on your emails, on your calls, or your meetings, or your files. It's virtually impossible to gather all of this information. The only thing that you can do it is in the head of the salesperson, and that goes back to the very beginning problem where everything was just dependent on that one top salesperson. So a rework CRM system like this, a technology like this, what we do is very simple. Basically, we do not want to invent anything. We just want to make sure that your sales team can actually have the easiest time to either get this information logged automatically for them, or they can very easily get the mobile app access so they can note and report to you on the go. So the effort will remain the same. All they need to do is change the place where they report. For example, instead of noting just anywhere, maybe on the WhatsApp group or noting on their personal note, they just simply go to our mobile app and note immediately when they meet the clients here. Okay? Just anything, any kind of notes that they want. We synchronize. One of the first thing that we do is synchronize your emails, calendars, so that if you have meetings, we even have a visit applications where we can synchronize your GPS. So we synchronize we synchronize your messaging platforms, right? So all of the channels that your sales team are doing, so that actually they don't need to log this information in. They can just send email through their own personal mailbox, but once they just need to connect the mailbox once, and every time that they message these clients, because we also already have the email information of these clients, right? So every time they message this client, the email will just be logged automatically in the client profile. So it reduces a lot of time of logging and reporting information from the sales team. But at the same time, the management team or the business owner, you have a much better visibility on what is going on. So, so the technology like this is basically bridging the gap, okay? Giving you the platform, so it's easy for the sales team to log information, and of course, from there, the management team or the sales manager, you will have the playbook documented in a systematic way for every single win opportunity that you have. So that is about capturing. So everything that I've been talking about, just so that every single success, every single one opportunities like this that you have, every single one quotations or inquiries, you will have all of the information that what I call from the beginning, the missing dots that actually make up of these successful deals, all centralized in one place. Okay, so that's about capturing, right? So now, after I capture this information, then how do I, as a new salesperson, can leverage all of this information to actually do better? So maybe I will show you another view. Okay. So this is a one deal, right? This is a view of a successful salesperson. So let's say I also have a deal of my own. Another company here, right, that I'm chasing, called Blue Cedar, right? Blue Cedar. Hey, so this is my own deal that I'm chasing. I haven't won yet. So how do I use all of this information to actually make it better, right? So do you recall what the second layer, the second pillar of replicating the success is coaching. So how do I, as a new salesperson like this, got the coaching personally? In our system, you can actually build different AI agent coach that can help you to coach personally each of the salesperson. So for example, here we have a list of coaches that I built, right? For example, I have a meeting coach, I have the industry coach. So basically you can build these different AI agent coaching. Now what the AI agent can do, right? For example, this meeting coach, what can it do for me? So actually this meeting coach is going to have access to all of the meeting transcript, all of the notes that the top salesperson is doing, so they know what kind of meeting transcript that actually lead to a successful deal. So this meeting coach is going to help me as a new salesperson compare the performance of my meeting to the top salesperson. I'll give you an example. So let's go back to my deal, right? So I haven't actually done any to-do list for this client, right? What I did is I just actually had a meeting, right? Had a meeting with them that I just did. Now, so after my meeting, immediately the meeting coach is gonna jump in and tell me how well I did my meeting and give me some pointers. I can set up automatically, but right now I'm going to call the coach out for you just so that you see the transition. Okay, so I have the meeting coach here, right? So let me call the coach out and coach for me how well I did for the meeting, right? It is going to take a couple seconds because the coach is going to need to read through the meeting transcript, right? How well I did, and actually compare with some of the meeting script of the top salesperson and the successful meeting script that have been done for my industry, right? Okay, so let me refresh. Um, okay, maybe it's going to take a couple more seconds. Uh, it's usually take about maybe 20 seconds for the coach to come out. Okay, all right, I have the coach here. Okay, so what the coach has done is actually read through my meeting transcript and then give me some pointers. And of course, all of this is a progress, right? You input more and more winning meeting scripts to the AI, and the AI will be able to coach the next person in line better. For example, here it can show me what actually worked well in my call. it can give me some critical gaps, right? What happened, what I did in my call that actually very different from the top salesperson is doing. Okay, and also they could give me the coaching for next time, right? All of these, you can set up the kind of coaching that you want for your salesperson. Or even it can be as specific as, like I said, right, for my own example, I'm talking too much and listening not enough, right? Reduce my actual pitching to only 30% and the rest of the time spent to listen to my client, right? And it will be able to maybe give me some next steps, right? Or it could show me the prepping. But not only that, right? Remember that I didn't have any to-dos in my to-do list, right? So actually the AI agent can actually read through the meeting script and it can identify the next steps that I actually talk with my clients, and it can create a automatic to-do list for me, right? For example, I promised them that I will send them a meeting recaps right in the meetings. So in here, it showed me that I need to do the meeting recap, right? And it shows me the actual deadline for it, which is the date of the meeting. Right now, the date of the meeting is January 15, right? So actually, I'm quite overdue. Actually, show me also the follow-up that I need to do. For example, Mr. Andy told me that he need to discuss with his team on Friday, and I should follow up with him then. So it show me the follow-up date, and it create the to-do list for me immediately. So all I need to do as a rookie salesperson is I see the areas of improvement that I need to do, and then I could just go to my calendars and I check off all of the to-do list that I need to do, right? For example, here, Blue Statter, on the 17th, following up with Mr. Andy as the AI agent, my meeting coach just set up for me. All right, so not only I have the coaching for the meeting, right? But you can imagine that every single step of the way, when you identify the critical milestone of the deal. For example, let's go to the sales process here, right? That started from the interesting lead, right? Go to the first meeting. After my first meeting, my meeting coach is gonna jump out, give me some pointers, right? Now, after the meeting's done, the follow-up coach is going to give me some pointers on the best time to follow up with these clients, with this industry, or even what kind of seasons this industry is booming so that I can follow up better. After I do the proposal, or maybe before I do the proposal, the proposal coach is going to come out, and then it's going to give me some examples of the proposals that have been done for successful other successful use case, right? After I go to the down payment, the risk finance coach is going to come out and give me some frequent asked questions about what if to handle the objection from the clients if they want maybe too much of the promotion, for example. How do I do that? So every step of the way, you can set up this coach that automatically pop up to help your rookie salesperson so that they are approaching more and more to the level that the top salesperson are doing. Right. So that's about coaching. But along with the coaching, you will need resources, right? You will need materials that the sales team also need to get access to. Now, for example, I have this client. Let's say I just input the industry here as, for example, distribution industry. Okay. So this client distribution, let me refresh. Okay, so once I put the industry here, what happened is the suggested resource is going to pop out with all of the information I have in the winning vault of the company. For example, I know Terra Nova is, like I said, the my top salesperson Calvin's, right? He actually successfully closed this so that I can actually get access to the deal. Right? I can know who is it that I should go to get the insight. I know the industry insights, right? For example, here in Rework, you can also host the information like this that is shareable to your team. For example, client insights from the customer support team. Also here, right? So basically, because you already have the winning vault. The only important thing is let your team get access to your winning vault immediately when they need to, so that it reduces immediately the gap between a experienced salesperson and a rookie salesperson, like myself when I first started. All right, so that is about coaching, right? Coaching is at the end of the day about two things. First is about coaching at the moment. Right? Every single time that a salesperson need to make the decision, need to make the action, the coach is there to help them. Right? Second is about embedded guidance. Right? You pick the industry, you have the winning case for that industry, you pick the location, maybe you pick the partner. Right? So you will have winning cases or related cases that you have done with this partner. So coaching is all about coaching at the moment and having the sorry, the embedded guidance in every step of the way where your salesperson need to. Excuse me. Okay, so now we get into the final pillar, which is my favorite activity that we do as a sales team, which is amplifying. Let me rest my throat for just a couple of seconds. Excuse me. Okay, I think I'm good now. So amplifying the third pillar, right? How do you have a successful winning case from one team to actually immediately get learned and used by others? So the first thing that you're going to need is, and I'm just showing you what we actually do as a team. Okay. Right, so in Rework, we have a internal messaging that connects with your sales. So basically, whenever our team is winning a deal, it immediately announces this win to all of the salesperson or even the entire company. So everybody knows that there's a new winning deal. For the next person in line to prepare, for the boss to know, for the salesperson like myself to know that, oh, there's a new winning case that my teammate actually just did. So there's a messaging application like this, or even we can connect and do the automation for a WhatsApp group that the company is using. So basically, this will announce to the entire team about the win. That's the first step, right? Back to the capturing. They need to have the information first. So that's the first thing we do. Whenever there's a new win deal, as a team, we announce it to everybody else, along with some information on that deal. For example, industry, the closing date, the closing cycle. So that's the first thing about announcement. Okay, so after I have the immediate announcement like this, what I do next is, oh, sorry. In Rework, we also have a social media platform for just yourself. So it's like your own company social media group where your team can actually make announcement and you can post different milestones. For example, today I win a beauty export industry, right? A new winning case spotted. I say that, okay, so if you have other clients in the industry, actually we can collaborate together. I could provide the insights, you can provide the connection so that we can close together, right? I did the one-page case study here where you can actually use to help you in when you work with other beauty export business, right? So basically, this is where you can actually track and you can actually announce all of the big winning case so that, first of all, everybody will have access to this information first. And I'll show you personally what I do. Now, personally, what I do to actually improve is using all of the information that I just had through capturing, right, through the coaching and through all of the winning cases like this that that the company is giving me so that I can amplify the success. What I do as a salesperson is me and my team. This is actually my actual calendar. So actually, me and my team, we do a Saturday sections every single Saturday, or sometimes we move it to Tuesday if the Saturday is like a holiday. But we always have like a 1 hour, at least 1 hour section, so that we can do self-learning, meaning watching the deals that are closed as a sales, as a for example, another salesperson closing. We will spend an hour to actually study that success case, and then this can also be meaning that watching the 1 hour meeting that the salesperson pitched to the client, so that we can understand what is it that they are doing better than us. So this is the self-learning section. Another company, maybe for yourself, you can have different practice that you do with your team. But there's always good to have like a one moment of just a very short moment of reflection, so that every single week your sales team, yourself is getting better and better, right? Leveraging all of the information that have been capturing and being coached so far. Right, so that's a little bit of sharing just personally how myself and my actually team are handling and learning together to be a better salesman every day, and how me personally trying every day to reach my mentor and the top salesperson in my team's level, right? So that I could actually make some more commission for myself, and as a team, as a business, my company is developing more and more. Okay, so that is the workshop presentation today, right? So let me see. All right, so after the workshop like this, do you have any questions? I will be available to answer them. I think I'm a bit over, so if I don't have time to answer the question today, I will download all of the Q&A that you posted, and then I will do a private answering for you in your email. Anybody have any questions? Please feel free to text me or in the Q&A. Actually, I have a small poll that I want to do because each of the business is very different from each other. So I want to do a quick poll, if you don't mind, to see how big is your team right now, and what the channels that you are actually handling your sales, so that maybe I could have a better understanding, right, of the materials maybe that I can send you later on. So I actually just did a poll popping up in your computer right now, so that you can maybe answer for me about how your sales team how big is your sales team, and also the main channels that you are using for your sales. So maybe I could give you some pointers. Is this applicable to small size companies, or you have a different system for a company this size? I only have one salesperson under my team, so not sure if this be much beneficial, though I can see its potential. Okay, so thank you for your question, Fatih. I think as a salesperson, like I said, right, even just in my personal story, it's just me and Calvin. It's just me and one of the mentor that I want to copy. So it all comes down to the purpose of do you want to replicate your success to another person? And if you do, then I mean, technology is one way. You can do that, or you can maybe, if you only have one person, you can do the buddy system. If you think that you can coach them very personally, I think in our platform, we provide you an additional tool, so that if you want to replicate the success in a more systematic way, maybe if you want to hire not one person, but maybe another salesperson, then maybe it would be easier for you. So it all comes down to what you need. Realistically, we work with because our minimum package for our platform is three people. So we have a lot of clients with just two people. Really depending on what you think you need for your team. and whether you are at the critical point where you need to replicate the success, or is you think it's costing you too much time. So basically, it's up to you. The sizing, I don't think is much of a problem, because even two people, you still have the same problem with the sales team of 10. It's with the sales team of 10, maybe you have the more painful, but the problem is still there. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. I can see a lot of the audience have a lot of physical meetings. So just a note for physical meetings. Usually the insight is that first of all, you need to capture the cadence and the actual activities first. Right? Usually for our clients with a lot of physical visits, the first thing that they want to track is how many times our team are actually go there, actually visit the clients, how many visits actually make up to a successful close deal. Right? So it's all about the cadence and the productivity first, and then after that, it's about the content, right? Maybe you can set up the recording for your pitch and replicate the top salesperson success. So it's a little bit typical for the physical visits, because I see a lot of the clients here that have physical visits. So first of all, it's about tracking first, right? Knowing that they're actually going there, talking with the clients, and how many times it's actually from those visits can actually go into a win, and then you increase the content. Online meetings, very similar to ours. I see there's 9 clients here that do the online meetings. For us, we have the AI tool that can record all of the meetings. So basically, it's very transparent on how a salesperson is performing. Okay, so Fatih, is there a free trial to see if the system can be workable for us? The short answer is yes. We usually want to go one step further, meaning that we want to sit with you to understand what your team does, and we can give you a system that is matching more onto your industry, for example, because each industry or even each client, the way that you do and organize your team is very different. So we don't want to just throw you a blank system and let you just figure it out by yourself. It costs you a lot of time. So what we do is we will sit with you, we understand what you and your team does, and then we can give you a trial system that is closest and maybe even tailored to what you need. And you can actually try out the system in a more familiar way. The short answer is yes, but maybe just the way we conduct it is a bit more in details, right? Not just throwing you a piece of system and then let you figure it out by yourself. Um, okay, so I think this is it for our workshop. I really appreciate all of the questions. I see there are 3 questions in the Q&A session. I will answer through your emails, right? Pamela and Fatih and another client. So I will answer. Yeah. For the pricing. Okay, so I'll answer the pricing. The pricing is public in our in our website, right? You can go to rework.com pricing, but basically it will be based on the number of people. Yeah. Okay, so before you go, actually, I will give you a quick pause so that I know if you want a private session with me and or with my team, so that I could give you the pricing, maybe a tailored session, right, just for your team. So if you want a demo session with me, right, you can do in the poll, and I can send you the information, and we can talk in more depth. Maybe I'll give you 1 minute to fill in the poll. Okay, thank you so much. If you want to know more about the pricing, you can also book a demo with me. I can either PM you or I can give you the pricing, but it's actually very public in our platform. You just need to count the number of people in your sales team. Like I said, the minimum we do is three people. Okay. All right, so I will end the poll right now. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining our section. I really appreciate your time, and I hope we can do this very soon. I would have the weekly workshop like this every couple of weeks. Actually, we do it weekly, but maybe next week it will be another person that will host the workshop with you. And maybe you can wait for the next week. Then I will be popping up again and talking about another section. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Yeah, please have a nice rest of the day. Bye bye. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lynn.